Today's lesson is NS5-25, and it's on regrouping with multiplication. I do suggest that you get your math survival guide ready and at least 3 different colored pencils along with your pencil, because there will be a spot in this lesson where I will ask you to record in your math survival guide the standard method of multiplication, so that and we're going to use colors for this so that you can have an example to look at and refer to as you're doing other questions. So today we're going to go through the lessons, and I'll tell you at what point you're going to need to stop the video and record what you see on the screen into your math survival guide. Remember how to use the standard method, standard algorithm to multiply numbers. So we have method 1 and method 2. So we did this yesterday or in the previous lesson. So 42 times 3, you could break it down, take the number 42 and break it into 40 plus 3, which is what you see here. Sorry, 40 plus 2, not 40 plus 3. And you're multiplying both of those numbers by 3. So 2 times 3 is 6, and 40 times 3 is 120. Remembering that we can also just look at 4 times 3 is 12, and then we add the 0 onto the end. And of course, the answer would have to be those two numbers added back together again. So 120 plus 6 equals 126. We can also look at it as 2 times 3, which is 6, and then look at it as 4 times 3, which is 12, and it gives us the same answer. So we can use method 1, which is to break the question apart. So here we have 42 broken into 2 and 40, and then both of those multiplied by 7. So 2 times 7 is 14, and 40 times 7, or 4 times 7, is 28, plus the 0 added on is 280. And then we add those together, and we get 4. 8 plus 1 is 9, and then 2. It says, how are these problems different from the problems we did before? Well, if you notice, the problems we did before did not have a number in the tens column. So when we did our multiplying before, when we would multiply these two numbers, they would be small enough that the answer would only produce a 1-digit number, such as 6 or 8 or 9. But in this case, we actually have a number that's a 2-digit number. And when we were younger and we did addition, we knew that when we added two numbers up, say 7 plus 9, if that number was bigger than 10, or actually bigger than 9, we would have to do some carrying, because we can't put 2 digits in the place that 1 digit would be held in. So 7 plus 9 would be 16. We could keep our 6 in the ones column, but because there's a 10, we would have to carry it over and put it into the tens column. So the same thing goes with multiplication. Here we have a number in the tens column, and we can't keep it in the ones column. We would have to add it onto our tens column. So 8 plus 1 is 9. So this is just showing the same thing using base 10 materials. So here's an array showing the number 4 tens and 7 ones. So this is the number 47. And it's 4 tens times 7, and then 2 ones times 7. So it's actually the number 42. So the number 42 times 7. So the array is showing us our 40 in here times 7. And our 7 times 2. So we have 1, 2 going this way, and then we still have our 7 going down. So the array is showing 42 times 7. And if you notice, when we do that, we have a lot of ones there. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Well, 14 ones creates another 10 plus 4 ones. So we would end up putting another 10 in amongst all these other 10s. So we do have some carrying going on. Solve the multiplication question by writing out and regrouping the tens and ones in your notebooks. Well, we're not going to do it in our notebooks. We're definitely going to do it on the screen, though. So 36 times 7. So 36 equals 3 tens and 6 ones. 6 ones times 7 gives us the number 42, which is 4 tens and 2 ones. 3 tens times 7 gives us 30 tens. Sorry, 35 tens. Oh, no, it doesn't. It gives us 21 tens.